Well, as you can probably imagine, the amount of time Aussies have spent online this year has skyrocketed, up by 70% as our lives changed during lockdown. But with increased time online comes increased risks, and worldwide scams have been surging.
A 2020 security report has found that social engineering, that's where scammers steal identity from personal details available online, has jumped by 50%. So are you providing a treasure trove of information, and what extra precautions can we be taking right now? Digital expert Joe Orlando joins us live. Joe, thanks so much for joining us today. First up,
Hi guys.
how much has online scamming increased during the pandemic?
It's incredible. COVID is proving to be the topic that scammers have most used ever to take our money. So things like phishing emails, which are those scam emails, they're up by about 700%. So to put that into a bit of perspective, Google announced just a few days ago they own Gmail. So if you've got a Gmail account, they are clocking up about 80 million scam emails every day just on Gmail around the topic of COVID. So they're just everywhere.
All right, so we're calling this social engineering. Just sort of explain exactly what that is and how they get our information.
Yeah, so it's a new term you might have heard of it. It's when scammers take our personal information in some way. So it might be things like our date of birth, but it might be other kind of little snippets of information that you don't realise are actually important to them. So software security has vamped up a bit. So what they're tending to do now is to silently watch our feeds on social media. It's a bit like peeping Tom. So they're there watching and waiting for you to post up bits of information which are just things about our daily life, and they just pluck them when they think it's good. So it might be a photo of you in front of your new house. Okay, they'll take that bit of information. Or it might be you wearing a new dress that you bought from this particular shop. They take that bit of information, and you might think, well, what are they going to do with that? Yeah. Well, they take that information and then they use it for one step up, so a more targeted kind of scam against you.
Okay, so talk us through then what happens from here. What are some things that we should be on the lookout for? I mean, we're obviously still going to post our new dress and things like that, but what should we be on the lookout for so it doesn't happen?
Yeah, so I'll take you through some of the scams that we've seen coming through, and there are new terms that you might have actually heard of. So one is called spear phishing. So it's an email that's very carefully worded to directly get you. So you know that new picture that you put up of yourself in front of your new home. So it might be an email saying something like, hope you're enjoying your new home. Maybe you haven't realised, but our streets have been targeted by burglaries lately. We're a neighbourhood care group. We'd love you to join. So something like that. They get you to click, input your information, and it's a scam. Another thing is the offer of a free download of music or a free download of a game, and it's called baiting. And then once you decide to take up their offer of something free, they'll download onto your computer a malware or a virus, and then very quickly you'll get another email from them saying, well, you need to pay us to get that virus off your computer. So that's a very common kind of one that's been around for a while, but during COVID, it's everywhere. I know so many people have got these kinds of scams. And similar to that is called the quid pro quo. Hard to say. Similar idea, but instead of offering a free download of music, they're offering a free service. So your first visit is absolutely free. You know, to take us up on this very special offer, click here. Once again, you put in your information, or you just click there really, and the malware will come down and they'll expect you to pay for it. And then there's a lot of mirror sites happening. So you think it's an authentic site that you're making that, you know, future holiday booking for, or you're going to purchase that tutoring scheme, and you think it's an authentic site. Maybe you read about it in an article or something like that, but the article was a fake and then the link is a fake. Takes you to a fake website, and they're very good at making these websites. They look really authentic. Of course, you set up an account and then they grab your information. And another one, and the final one, is called pre-texting. So often they're ringing or emailing or texting you on behalf of someone. So on behalf of the tax office, on behalf of your internet service provider. And they might say something like, we've noticed in your activity, you're paying way too much for your plan. We think you can drop you down a plan. It'll cost you less money. We just need to get some information from you.
All right.
So there's all these very sneaky ways of getting our information now.
Yeah. So quickly, Joe, what can we do to avoid getting scammed like this?
Yeah, look, just always be careful of who you're giving all this information to. If you don't think it warrants giving your information, don't give it away. So don't give away your bank details. Instead, use something like PayPal or credit card, because that will give you some form of protection. When you're doing online shopping, use the guest checkout. They don't need to know everything about you. You can still track your delivery with a guest checkout. It saves you putting in all that information. And then also often when you're signing up to a website, say it's a design website, you don't need to use your proper email if you don't want to. There's such a thing called a burner email, which is like a 10-minute email. So you sign up for the site, they'll often send you a verification email. You use this burner email that you've just set up, then you logged on to the site and you're fine, and the burner email dissolves after 10 minutes. So you're not actually giving your real email details away.
Great info.
Thanks, Joe. And we'll put those details up on our website as well. Thanks for joining us today.
Okay, thanks a lot.